Hello everyone. In this video we are going to discuss about problem on trends, the aptitude topic. Now basically this is a subtopic of a main topic which is known as the topic time and distance. So time and distance is the main topic under which this problem on trends is the subtopic. In time and distance, the relation between time and distance can be described by speed, and in this topic we generally use the logic of speed is equals to distance upon time. So this same logic we are going to use for this topic as well, problem on trends. So let's start with this. So in this video we will see first the general logic of problem on trends, types we will see, practice question, and then golden tip at the end. So let's start with the logic. Basically train is a moving object, and since it is moving object it has a speed. The speed may be 60 kilometer per hour, or it may be 80 kilometer per hour, or it may be 100, and so on. So this speed has unit kilometer per hour, which can be best described as this 60 kilometer per hour. Since in numerator we have kilometer, in denominator we have hour, so this can be noted as this 60 by 1. So significance or the meaning of this 60 kilometer per hour could be this train, particular train is can travel 60 kilometers in 1 hour. This could be the best meaning. Or else we can say that 120 kilometers in 2 hours, right? Or 180 kilometers in 3 hours, and so on. Similarly, we can say 60 kilometers in 1 hour means 60 minutes, right? And hence 1 kilometer in 1 minute. And this is how we can deduct these kind of we can say convergence from this given speed 60 kilometer per hour. So this logic which we just discussed, 60 kilometer per kilometer in 1 hour, 120 in 2 hours, and so on, this logic is governed by the formula speed is equals to distance upon time, and this same formula we are going to use throughout this topic. Okay, so let's start with types of problems. So in case of types of train problems, here we have type 1, type 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In type 1, it is a simple train problem in which S, that is speed, D for distance, and T for time is given. So out of these three terminologies, any two will be given and one will be missing. We can find it out, that missing term, by using this formula. This is simple train problem. In case of two scenario train problems, there will be two different scenarios or situations, and there will be, since there are two different scenarios or two situations, there will be two different speeds, maybe S1, S2, two different distances covered, D1, D2, and two different times, T1, T2. So accordingly we will have two formulae. S1 is equals to D1 upon T1, this could be one. S2 is equals to D2 upon T2, this could be another. And there will be some relation between both these scenarios or cases. So this is how type 2 is. In case of type 3, we have train crossing a pole or a person. So there will be a railway bridge, sorry, there will be a railway track, and on this railway track train will be going on, and there will be a pole in between. So when this train touches this pole and when it crosses completely, this is how the situation is, train crossing a pole. Next type is train crossing a bridge. So instead of this pole, there will be a bridge or platform which has a separate length, a considerable length, bridge or platform. That these examples also we will see. Then type 5 is opposite running trains. So there will be two trains running opposite to each other. So this could be the type 5, and type 6 could be parallel running trains. Again here in this case also we will have two trains but both are running in the same direction. So we will see in detail during the problems. Now let's go to the first type problem. Here we have type 1. So simple train problems, this is the formula or logic that we are going to apply. So question is, find out a time taken by a train running at the speed of 60 km per hour to cover a distance of 120 kilometers. Now in this we have to find out t, time taken t, speed is given which is s, and distance is also given which is d. So let's write our formula. Formula is s is equals to d upon t, and putting the values in this formula, 60 is equals to d is 120, time we have to calculate. So let's write it as it is, t. So this t is equals to 120 upon 60, and this gives answer as 2. Unit of t is hours, so this must be 2 hours, and this is the final answer. Let's go to the second type. Now in case of second type, we have two scenarios in which these terminologies will be there. Let's read out the problem first. A train covers a certain distance at the speed of 90 km per hour in 2 hours, full stop. So here is the first scenario. Second scenario is what? How much time will be required to cover the same distance by another train if it is running at the speed of 60 km per hour. Okay, so this is how we have two different trains. In first sentence we have the data with respect to first train. In the second sentence we have data with respect to second train or another train. Now let's first write down the data of first scenario. So in this the train is covering a certain distance. It is said as certain distance. So we don't know the distance. Let's assume it as d1 since it is case 1. So d1 will be the symbol. d1 is not known, that we have to find out. Speed is given, that is s1. Time is given, that is t1. Let's write down the formula. S1 is equals to d1 upon t1. Let's put the values. S1 is 90, d1 we don't know, that we have to find out. T1 is 2 hours. So this gives d1 is equals to 180 kilometers. Okay, so from first scenario we got distance. Now in second scenario it is said that how much time will be required. So t2, second case t2, we have to find out time, we have to find out to cover the same distance. To cover the same distance means d2 must be equals to d1. So in this case it is 180, that we already have found out. And if the train is running at the speed of 60 km per hour, and this must be S2. So let's write down the formula again. S2 is equals to D2 upon T2. Right? Let's put the values. 60 is equals to D2 is this, D1, D2 is same. So 180 upon T2. And this T2 must be equals to 180 upon 60, and that gives answer as 3. Since it is time, it must be in hours. 3 hours is the final answer. Let's go to the third type. Now in third type we have train crossing a pole or a person. Now before reading out this problem, let's first understand by drawing that how exactly this situation is. So there is a railway track. Let's say this is a railway track. On this railway track we have a train. Let's say that this is the train. This is front side of the train, this is back side of the train, and train is running in this direction. Okay, and somewhere here there is a pole. Let's say this is the pole. Okay, we'll write here pole. Now the situation is a train crosses a pole in 6 seconds. So this particular train is crossing this pole in 6 seconds. Now this train is crossing this pole means what? Actually this train is first touching the front side of the train. Front side of the train is touching the pole. The pole and front side of the train are in line. This is the start of crossing the pole. And what will be the end? The back side of the train will be in line with the pole when this is going in the front direction. So this is front side and this is back side. So we can say that this is situation 1, situation 2. So from situation 1 or position 1 to position 2, the train is crossing the pole, and from position 1 to position 2 the train is taking 6 seconds, right? Now in our case the formula will remain same, which is S is equals to D upon T, right? Now to cross the pole the train is taking 6 seconds, so T will be 6 seconds. Speed is already given, which is 60 kilometer per hour, so this must be 60 kilometer per hour. Now what about D? What you can comment about D? So basically D is distance covered. In 6 seconds, how much distance is covered? So from front position, that is position 1 to position 2, the distance covered is equals to length of the train. The distance covered is equals to length of the train. So this D must be equal to L. Okay. So and that we have to calculate length of the train, that we have to calculate. So L we have to calculate, S is given, T is already given. To cover these 6 seconds, in 6 seconds the train is covering distance which is equals to L. So adjusting the terms in the equation, we get L is equals to S into T, and this S is 60, T is 6, but this S is in kilometer per hour and this is in seconds. So we need to convert these seconds into maybe kilometers. So to convert that, sorry, seconds into hours. To convert seconds into hours, we need to divide it by 60 and again 60. So if we divide it by 60, it will get converted into minutes. If we further divide it by another 60, it will get converted into hours. So 60, 60 simply we can cancel. This 6 we can cancel here, and here it will be 10. So we got answer as 1 by 10. Now unit of this L is kilometers. Now let's convert this into meters by multiplying by 1000. So 0 we can cut, and remaining answer is 100 meters. So length of the train is 100 meters. This is how the solution is. Let's go to the next problem. Type 4. Now in type 4 the train is crossing a bridge or a platform. Now in previous case there was a pole, but in this case it is a platform or bridge which has length. Okay, let's again draw the situation so that you will understand it in depth. Here is the railway track. On this railway track here we have our train. This is front side of the train, this is back side of the train, and train is running in this direction. And here somewhere we can draw a bridge or a platform. Okay, so this is start of the bridge or platform, this is end of the bridge or platform. Okay, now in this case what happens is, when a train is crossing a bridge or platform, it is crossing bridge or platform means it is covering from start to end. From start to end it is covering this distance. So in this case the distance covered, we have the formula S is equals to D upon T. So in this case the distance will not be only this much. The distance will not be only this much. It will be something else than that. It is true that the train is covering this distance, but it's not only this distance. Actually it is covering the length as well. And exactly how it is, let's see this through positions. So when the train is crossing a bridge, at the initial position it will be at the start of bridge, and front side of the train will be in line. Start of the bridge and front side of the train will be in line. So this will be position 1, we can say. Then from this point to this point, maybe when train is here, this is back, this is front. So front side of the train is in line with end of the bridge or platform. Now here the train has covered the platform, but yet it has to cross. This could be second position. In third position it will cross the bridge or platform. So this is back and this is again front, and here it has crossed the platform. So from position 1 to position 3, we can say that the train has crossed the platform, crossing a bridge or platform, right? From position 1 to 3. Now from position 1 to position 2, it has covered the distance which is equals to length of the bridge or platform. We can say length of the platform LP, and when it moves from position 2 to position 3, it has covered the length of the train, which we can LT, denote by LT. So in short, when a train is crossing a bridge or platform, the distance covered will be LP, length of the platform, plus length of the train. This is how it could be the modification. In previous case, to cross a pole, the pole itself has no as such length. It is a line itself, just a single line, and that's why we didn't cover the length of the pole, unlike we are covering here, a length of the platform. So this is just a modification in this type. So other things will remain same. Speed is given, time is given, let's calculate, and length of the train is also given. We have to calculate length of the platform. So let's put on the values so that you will understand it better. 90, so 90 is equals to D is LP, length of the platform, that we have to find out. LT is already given 120 meters, so let's put it as it is, divided by T. T is 10 seconds. Now this is in seconds, so let's divide it by 60 into 60. So that is gets converted into hours, right? Now solving this further, we get LP plus 120. Now remember, this 120 is in meters. Okay, so this 120 is in meters, and here further we can write it as 90 into 10 by 60 into 60. Okay, now this is in kilometers, so we can multiply here by 1000 again, so that we will do the calculations very easily. Two zeros we can cancel, and here we have 30, and here will be 2, and here we can have 10, and here again it will be 2. 2 to the 4, and on this side we have 1000. 1000 divided by 4, and that gives answer as 250. So final will be LP plus 120 is equals to 250. So LP is equals to 250 minus 120, and this answer is 130. So 130 meters is the final answer. Let's go to the next question. So in this question now, type 5, the trains are running in the opposite direction. So opposite direction means, let's first understand it. Again, here we have the railway track. On this railway track we have the first train which is running in this direction, and it may have a back side and front side of the train, and another train cannot be on the same platform, or else it will get the accident, there will be accident. So instead of that, let's consider another platform, and here is the second train, and this is front side of the train, this is back side of the train, and train is running in this direction, opposite direction actually of the first. So both these trains are running in the opposite direction, and when they are running in this opposite direction, here also we have to consider the terminologies like speed is equals to distance upon time. But in this case, since we have two different trains and we have to manage speeds and everything, distance, time, etc. So basically here we have to apply the concept of relative speed. The concept of relative speed will we have to use here. It will matter here. Relative speed. So basically relative speed, when the things are moving in the opposite direction, the speeds get added. So here we have two speeds, speed of the train 1, speed of the train 2. Both these speeds will get added. And what about length? The trains are of equal length, but when both the trains are running in the opposite direction like this, what will happen to their lengths? Speeds will get added. That's okay. So here we can add S1 plus S2, that is S. But what about distance and what about time? Time is 6 seconds. So time we can say that it is 6 seconds. What about distance covered? The distance covered will be addition of length of both the trains. This plus this. Okay. So it will be maybe L1 plus L2, length of first train plus length of second train. This could be the distance. Okay, so how exactly this is addition of lengths is, you can imagine this is the first train, back side and front side we can write here. Okay, and this is the second train. Here also we can write front side and back side. This train is running in this direction, this train is running in this direction. So initially what will happen, the trains will touch, front side of the each train will touch each other, so it will be in line, front sides will be in line. This will be the first position, and in case of second position we'll show it here. In case of second position, the trains might have crossed each other, so this will be back side of the train, and this is also back side of the train, and this is running in this direction, this is running in the opposite direction, and this is how back side of the train will get touched to each other in line. So this is position 1 and this is position 2. Okay, so in position 1 these trains are running in the opposite direction. In position 2 also these trains are running in opposite direction, but in position 2 they have crossed each other. So the distance covered in this case will be length of each train, or addition of length of both the trains. So that is L1 plus L2 that we have written here. Okay, so by using this logic, let's solve the problem. Here we can solve. So speeds we have to add. So it will be 60 plus 90, and that is equals to, distance is L1 plus L2, and since both are equal, we can write it as 2L, divided by time is 6 seconds. Now 60 plus 90 is actually 150, so we can write it as 150 is equals to 2L upon 6. Now 6 is in seconds, we have to convert it into hours by dividing it by 60 and 60 again. So this will get into hours. Let's write it again here. 2L is equals to 150 into 6 divided by 60 into 60. So this gives 0 0 we can cut, 6 6 we can cut, and 15 ones are 15, 15 fours are 60. 1 by 4 we got, and this 2 when it comes on this side, so it will be L is equals to 1 upon 8. Now since L is equals to 1 upon 8, but this is in kilometers, so we can multiply here by 1000 to convert it into meters, and this 1000 upon 8 is the final answer, which is 125. 125 meters is the length of each train. This is the length of each train. Let's go to the next problem, type 6. Now in type 6, the trains are parallelly running and in the same direction. Parallel running trains instead of opposite running trains. Now here it is parallel running trains. Now in this case what happens is, if this is the platform, this is the railway track, then a train is there, maybe back side, front side, and this is running in this direction, and we have another platform, and on this another platform we have another train which also has back side, front side, and it is running in the same direction. So maybe here again we have two speeds. The train which is at the back is having a little higher speed, which is faster, and slower train has, let's say, 60 km per hour as the speed. Now what happens is, in this, since this train has 90 km per hour speed and it is at the back of this another train, after some time this train, 90 km per hour train, is going to cross this slower train. Faster train is going to cross slower train after some time. So again in this case what will be the scenario? The front side of the train will touch first the back of this slower train, and then it will cross. So that will be something like this, back side, front side, and this will be the faster train having back side and front side. So this will be in line. So this is second position, and first position is what? Front side of the faster train is touching the back side of the slower train, maybe like this. So this could be first position. So from first position to second position, the train is covering the distance which is equals to length of both the trains, this length as well as this length. Okay, so it is covering again L1 plus L2. But what about speed? What about speed? Now in this case the trains are running in the same direction, parallelly running trains in the same direction. So relative speed will be again the concept here, relative speed. But in this case the relative speed will be subtraction of these speeds. Why subtraction? Because if some person is maybe sitting on the slower train, okay, and observing the faster train which is passing nearby, so what will happen, since this slower train is with the speed of 60 and this faster train is with the speed of 90, so this person who is sitting on the slower train will observe this faster train running at the speed of 30 km per hour, and this is what is relative speed. Okay, so the person who is on the slower train will see this faster train running at the speed of 30 km per hour because of relative speed, and hence here the speeds will be subtraction. The higher speed minus slower speed will be the subtraction here, and that is 90 minus 60. So resultant will be 30 km per hour. Time is already given, which is 6 seconds. So let's write down this in formula. So speed 30 is equals to distance is 2L, because lengths are again equal, divided by time is 6 seconds. Converting this 6 into hours will be 60 into 60 divided by. Again you can write it down here like this. 2L is equals to 30 into 6 upon 60 into 60. And here we can just cut it down. 2 ones are 2, 2 threes are 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are, so it is 1 by 20. So basically L we got as 1 by 40, but this is again in kilometers. To make it in meters, multiply by 1000. So 4 we can cancel, and this is the final answer. Length of the train is 25 meters. This is the final answer. So this is how we have solved the problems type 1 to type 6. Now at the end, golden tip for solving these problems is we have a single logic. Speed is equals to distance upon time. Only three terminologies are there: speed, distance and time. And we have to play with these three. And there will be different conditions from type 1 to type 6. There will be different conditions. Just we have to manage with it, but it has only single logic, so you can easily practice on it. Another golden tip for this could be visualization or imagining the situation. Whatever situation and condition is given, you have to just visualize it, imagine it, it is in front of your eyes, and you will be able to easily apply the logic. You will be able to apply this logic very easily when you visualize it. So at the end I can say that practice is the key. Do practice as much as possible, and that will make you confident on this topic. Thank you.